So let's see if Bomber can close this out 2-0, or if San's going to come back and tie the series up 1-1.
You know, I hope that San is able to come back and at least put it to the third game, just because right now, I mean, San's teamless, so he needs something like this. You know what I mean? A good showing of his skills. So somebody in the crowd going, you know what? I would love to have him on my team.
No, that's really true, actually. I hope. I mean, a lot of teamless players want to be able to get really, really good results in a couple of tournaments so that people notice them and sign them up to those teams. San is definitely one of these guys. But we're going to be getting into game number 2 here, guys, on Cloud Kingdom. So let's get straight into it.
Yep. Go ahead and swap the colors over here. And if you want to go ahead and introduce our players.
That's right, guys. So spawning over here in the bottom left-hand corner as the red Protoss, currently teamless, but doing a very, very good job so far in IPL 5. He is down a game, though, and he is risking falling out of this bracket. Will he be able to make it back? It is San.
And up here in the top right corner of Cloud Kingdom, we do have StarTales Bomber, a very, very vicious opponent, up 1 game over San. And so this is going to be really, really exciting for Bomber if he's able to close the series out, because I feel like this is one of his biggest roadblocks.
Indeed it is. So we'll see if he can actually close it. I mean, he's on a great run at the moment, and also he's a game up. He has to be feeling the confidence, because he took that sneaky third command center. It got scouted from San, and he still won the game. So that's great. Obviously, San's like, aha, I know what you're doing. And Bomber went, well, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do anyway. And it turns out that was enough to win. So that's going to give him a great confidence boost here going into game number 2.
So that's a really good point. I mean, we always talk about, you know, how the games affect the players mentally. Because, I mean, if you're up a game, you're down a game, you may change your strategy. You may question yourself. You may question how tight your build is and how it works out. So I think a lot's probably going through San's mind right now.
It certainly is. And so, guys, we're going to have to talk about this at some point. This morning, we started the day with J Morrow
taking drugs,
consuming my sleeping aids. I have these pills I bring with me for jet lag. Just like, not melatonin or anything, just something to help regulate my sleep a little bit so I can sleep more soundly. And I also have a box of tablets in my bag that I've been taking to basically keep my throat okay. Sort of like almost anti-flu medicine, but it like clears your throat and makes sure you can still talk and stuff. And I needed to pick that up from a pharmacy because I picked up a little bit of a bug when I was doing IM Singapore. And I was in my bed this morning, and Jay Morrow gets out of the bed next door and says, Jaro, can I grab like one of your throat pill things? And I'm like, yeah, sure, go for it. And he goes, it's this yellow one, right? And it didn't click in my head that actually the pills I was referring to were red. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, just take one, man. He takes one. I get up 5 minutes later. I look at the packet of pills on the desk and I go, dude, I take those to help me sleep. And Jay flips the hell out. He's like, oh, good God, am I going to fall asleep in the cast? Do I need to go to the bathroom and throw up or something? And fortunately, that was not necessary. You're not flagging right now?
No,
you're not half asleep?
I'm just glad they're not tranquilizers. That would have been... I'd be over here just sitting here and you're just talking the whole time, asking me questions.
It's great. You're actually awake, but you also feel well rested. Hopefully that's like a good side effect, right?
Yeah, my throat somehow feels better too, so...
Awesome.
Yeah, so I appreciate it, sort of, kind of.
All those positive side effects coming down.
I love this build from Bomber. People always ask for more Hellions in PvT matchups, and that's exactly what Bomber's going to give us. He's getting a starport out, starting Hellion production, and right now, San is going for a Gate Cybercore expand on the low ground, of course, with this Nexus. But these builds are so crucial, because if Bomber's able to land the damage that he needs, it is just detrimental. San could lose the game just based on it.
No, you make a really good point. He's just pumping out those units as quickly as he can early game. I don't think we see a second command center coming down from Bomber either. He's just going full-on aggression. This is going to be a Marine Hellion drop. Now, guys, there are typically 2 options here from Bomber. What you want to see sometimes is that, the Hellions can go across the map a lot faster than Marines, so you get 8 Marines picked up in the dropship, obviously to carry them over faster, so they hit at the same time. Option number 2 is to pick up the Hellions and try and sneak into the back of the main base, but of course you need to send the Marines out first on the map because they're so slow. So if you want to hit at the same time, they take longer to get there. Option number 3, I know I said there were 2 options, but there are now 3, is to hit at the front door and absolutely barrel it down. So Bomber has a variety of strategies he's going to be using here, and it looks like, because I don't see anything picked up in a medevac just yet, it might be option 3. He could just go through the front door, or he could go to the 3rd base location of San and then pick up the Marines once he's next to the base.
And what's really great about this from Son right now, he has 3 gates, worker research is done, and he has this forward pylon. So he could actually apply a little bit of counter aggression if he wanted to, but it looks like no, Bomber is going to elevate her into the main. The 7 Marines are loaded up into the medevac. It looks like the Hellions are going to go to the front door, and Son has to deal with this very, very appropriately, and it looks like he's going to target down the Marines as quickly as possible. The last 2 are going to make it out of here alive. And how are the Hellions doing? Looks like they're just actually getting force fielded completely out.
That force field is so good from Son, warping in a Zealot on the high ground as well. This drop gets completely and utterly cleaned up, and the Hellions get exactly 0 purchase there inside the main base. Great hold there from Son. He's currently at 43 supply to 43. Nice and even there. What does the worker supply look like at the moment? He has his natural down already, 27 all, and Son is now making those probes 2 at a time. So great hold there, and now he's going to go for some counter aggression.
Yep, the 3-gate pressure is coming out from Son right now. He knows he's in a pretty good spot. He could catch these Hellions on their back foot on their way back. Is he actually going to catch them out of position? Some of them are in orange and red. It looks like no, one of them is going to survive. But now Son is going to have a pretty high stalker count. But Bomber, very good read, starts producing Marauders already. He has 2 Marauders loaded up in 1 bunker. The other bunker has already been started. Son's got Stim on the way. His command center and low ground's already done, so this is really, really nice.
Yeah, Bomber has to play a little bit defensive here for a second, as we do have an attempted push against the bunker. No, I think he realizes, hang on a second, I might not be able to break this, and moves back. Those Marauders have concussive shell, right, J-Mar? It looked like they did.
Oh,
no, they don't, not just yet. But Marauders, a really, really good read there, because they're very good against those Stalkers as well, and Son obviously looking to apply a bit of aggression. As soon as Bomber saw that his drop and Hellion play didn't quite work out, immediately has to go back and be defensive for a bit.
Yeah, it looks like Twilight Council and the Forge have been dropped right now by Son, currently sitting on just 3 gates, I believe. No additional gateways have been dropped. Hasn't grabbed that Gas Gouger's natural. There we go. The last 2 are being grabbed, and so now we're just kind of going back into mid stages of the game, and this Hellion is looking around for pylons and may actually find this one over at the 3rd.
Yeah, that's going to be really useful for Bomber, actually, because Son is going to be able to use that to such great effectiveness, and is the correct word to use, J-Morrow. These dropships moving straight into the Stalkers. Nice decision to unload as well, just in case the Stalker... He doesn't know, for example, if Son had snuck in a super quick blink or something, blink underneath the dropships and kill them both. So he's going to drop first and ask questions later, and actually the Stalkers move back towards the natural because he thought an attack was coming, but Bomber is going to continue with the drop anyway, and that's a great decision there. A warping of Zealots is going to provide a decent amount of soak up while the Stalkers get back into position, but they're actually funneled in by their own gas geysers. This is great for Bomber.
Great pickup here from Bomber. That hot pickup achievement achieved, and it looks like Son is going to scare out the medevacs here. The medevacs retained majority of the units from there, and this is amazing. I can't believe Son's reads, man. He knew that drop was coming. He saw the initial pressure. Is there anything this guy can't predict?
It was actually really clever by Bomber as well, though, don't forget, because Son saw the original drop, had the Stalkers there, and then as soon as the medevacs went away, he went straight towards the natural, thinking that the attack was going to come in there as well. And then actually, we find out that the drop happens in the main anyway. So Bomber staying a little bit one step ahead here of Son, and the drop coming back into the main base with 3 medevacs this time, and a beautiful stim takes out all of the Stalkers, and the Forge gets taken out too.
Yeah. Wow.
GG. Oh, wow.
Son, is that a mental break there?
That drop play was so good coming out of Bomber there, J-Mar. That was amazing. In both games now, we've seen drops take Son apart. But in game number 2, it was just a single drop. I think Bomber basically got inside his head a bit there. He really did.
I would be so scared to play Bomber. He is so aggressive. That is intimidating, man.
So what happened was as follows, okay? We had a situation where Son saw the drop, and then